Alright, let me just make sure the audio is working properly since I have problems with it all the time. Welcome. Thursday night stream. Ryan, Dave, and coming to frame.
Yeah. There I am.
Drew.
Hey guys, I'm
Drew
here.
from the Poor Man's Pinball Podcast.
I am here.
So, Dave, you're up.
Oh, so yeah. This is so Clown. I picked up 2 weeks ago.
Maybe?
Yeah. 2 weeks ago. So Soccer Kings was going to be the last solid state game that we did in the series of Zacks, but this one came up and I couldn't resist because
Almost done. And Dave
well,
got another one.
right. Well, so the thing is, Clown is actually, this is the first time I've ever actually seen it for sale. And it happened to be just south of into Illinois. Like, we keep finding them in Naperville area for some reason.
All the games we both got in the last month have been in Naperville.
There's been a
Right.
lot of them out there.
So this was, well, technically Wheaton, but
Same thing.
close enough. Yeah.
Aurora, Wheaton, that's all right there.
Right. And then last weekend, dun dun dun, I picked up an Orbiter 1. It is the weirdest freaking game.
Out of a storage locker.
Oh yeah, out of a storage. Yeah. It was like the
Played
weirdest.
that one in Seattle. It's a goofy game.
It's
Yeah.
well, I just wanted it because it's super weird.
Yeah,
And
it's unique.
and it was literally a back alley, like just the weirdest deal. Like, I never actually talked to the guy on the phone, and I never got any pictures, nothing, just a verbal description, and he gave me a price tag, and it was decent enough that I went after it. So anyway, I met him at the storage unit, and it had been in there for years. It was at his aunt's house. There's like, he picked out there's an old Chicago, a Xenon, and a Bally 8-ball, the Fonzie one. Anyway, he had these games. He didn't really know much about them, and so I just kind of did it sight unseen, and it's nice shape. So I'll have to go through that in the next couple weeks here. So look forward to that later. But back to Clown. So I picked this up recently. This thing is in also really super nice shape. Whoever had it prior to me.
The cabinet has hardly any marks on it.
Right. The cabinet's really nice. They playfield is pretty nice too. I only did a little bit of touch up around some inserts, but nothing crazy. I just did a quick shop job, got things working. I actually had to rob a power board out of Magic Castle to toss into this one because I'm trying to fix some display, the high power section. Anyway, so yeah, on to Clown. Just like, if you watched our other streams, there's a red special, an orange special on pretty much every Zack, and this one's no different. Unfortunately for the people watching the stream, you can't really see. There's this giant thing going across the middle of the playfield, the bar, right? So you got to think of it this way. This is how innovative Zaccaria was back in, this is 1985. This is kind of like Mist Multi-Ball. If you're familiar with Dracula, Dracula has a ball that comes out and it moves around or whatever. So this is a similar concept, but think it's earlier on. And so there's basically a flag target that's on a string, cable, something like that.
System or something.
Right. It's like a cable thing.
Yeah, it's either a tracker.
Right, and so what you have to do for this game is there's 3 Clown drop targets. So there's one on the left, right, and then there's one on the top right. You got to hit all 3 of those, and as soon as you hit the third one, there's a clown face on a kind of a flag target that comes across the playfield, and he'll slowly go across. I think he'll even stop in places too. So the goal is you want to hit the clown target 5 times.
Yeah, the back glass is a little creepy. That's
Yeah.
a clown from Nightmares.
Right.
Yeah, if you don't like clowns, you're not gonna like that.
And it's
back glass.
3D. That's
Right.
what's scarier.
Right. So yeah, this is another reason I wanted it, because this one has the thermoformed back. Yeah.
They didn't all have them.
No, not all. Soccer Kings doesn't, and
Pinball Champ.
Pinball Champ doesn't have it. Zancor doesn't have it.
Oh, but all the clowns have it.
Yeah.
Okay.
But there's other ones that
Other Zacks.
behind the actual glass, because the glass is really just a border with the clown name, but behind that is a thermoformed printed piece of plastic that's all the art. So it gives that 3D kind of look. Anyway, back to the rules here. So the red special is the clown flag. So you hit the 3 drop targets, and you got to hit the clown.
So is that what we're trying to do then?
Yep, that's one
objectives.
main objective, and that advances your red special. You got to hit the clown 5 times.
So that big red, that's actually a drop target.
Mm-hmm.
Big fat.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah, kind of, it swings back or whatever. So, and then after you hit it 5 times, that's 4.5 million. And I believe between balls, I think it's going to keep track of cumulatively as we go. I can't remember. I haven't played it enough times to know. Orange special is in the back. That's the drop target bank. You got to hit that down 4 times, and orange is an extra ball. And then there's two extra ball opportunities in this game. The other one is the lion's cage in the left. There's like this gondola area.
A saucer in the back. It goes into.
Yep. There's a saucer in the back underneath. So it's kind of that tent with all the balloons. For those looking down, there's a saucer that goes into the back, and you can kind of see the lights. So each time you get in that saucer, it's 50,000, 100,000, 200,000, 500,000, and the last one it'll score an extra ball. The last thing on this is bonus multipliers, and so there's 2 ways to do that. There's the A and B return lanes. You got an inside-out lane here and a deadly bouncy nudgy area over here. So you hit both. You have to activate both of those, and then it'll light this advanced multiplier light, which is in the middle, just beyond the clown flag. And then the other one is the multiplier lane in the top right, which it's incredibly hard to hit it.
Team Below Prices. I'm excited to see all new pinball machines. So yes.
It's hard to hit on purpose because you really have to thread it between a pop bumper and that drop target to get. So really the pop bumpers probably help you out the most. And then kind of the same thing with the drop targets in the back. It's hard to hit them all directly because the pops are in the way. So those have to kind of help you out. Oh, and I didn't mention the monkey somersault, the spinner. Zach's, as I said, the last time we played Pinball Champ, their spinners are terrible. This one's not. I got it to work fairly good, but I think it works very similar to what Pinball Champ did. Is the harder you hit the spinner, the more the lights advance, and then that's what you'll get for. I don't know.
Oh, Dirty Broster. Thanks for the sub. It's Josh Secret, by the way.
Oh, cool.
Hi, Josh.
Hey, Josh. So basically, I think it's however hard you hit the spinner is it will advance those lights further up, and then you cash in those points. That's pretty much it. I've talked way too long on rules. Sorry, I got Gavin here, but
if the audio's too loud as far as game compared to our voices or vice versa, let us know and we can adjust accordingly while we're playing.
Cool.
All
Good?
Right. We're good.
Nice.
Yeah, get used to that.
Yeah, the theme isn't exactly something that says by me. But
No, I'm looking like the game's cool. Everything's kind of there,
just
but
the
the
theme.
theme is
Right.
god awful.
it's the same with Farfalla. Amazing layout, amazing rules, but it's rainbows and butterflies.
Oh, the layouts on all these acts are very unique and cool. But yeah,
Well, yeah, can you imagine like anybody coming out with a theme like this today?
oh,
You know?
yeah.
Well, I guess you
Team
could
Low
say,
Prices, thank you for the bits. Greatly appreciated.
I guess you could kind of say that. What's the beer one? Oktoberfest. So that was basically a carnival, you know,
Yeah.
tents and
Yeah.
circus kind of thing.
No, I think they have their places, but the problem is, in today's world, they're not going to sell them.
Oh, what's the alien one? The Raza?
Yeah.
That one's got like
Carnival.
a carnival
Yeah.
type of theme.
Yeah, that also has the zombies and monsters.
Hey, Nintendo, good to see you, man. Thanks for stopping by. Yeah, Dave just picked this game up 2 weeks ago. I've actually never played this game until he got it. I do know it was at Pinburg, but I didn't get a chance to play it there because there's like hundreds of games.
Yeah, and I would think amongst hundreds of games, the theme would not stand out.
Yeah, that's the thing. You're walking past, you're like making like, okay, I'm gonna come back and get that one. I'm gonna play that one. I'm gonna play that one.
You
And then
see a big clown face.
Yeah.
And there's-
this one, you're like, raid check out.
Right.
And if I remember, the game keeps track of which drop targets you got down and goes over them.
I think so. Or no, I think you have to get all of them down, and hit the clown target. It will keep track of your clown hits. Oh, nice.
Yeah, Jobber, this is the new Rick and Morty. We're the first to stream it. Josh Segan said, Drew, you son of a bitch, how are you doing?
Very good, you son of a bitch.
Oh.
Yeah, I was talking to Chris the Pintern today, Chris Grosvenor.
Mm-hmm.
He has 2 spots for Rick and Morty.
Really?
Yeah,
Nice.
He's 111 and 201. So 111, he'll be getting that in like March.
Well, I saw today. Oh, he's got the
No,
thing
sorry,
here.
that'll be October. No, 10 games a week. That was right the first time.
I saw that Kingpin is throwing some up for sale.
Oh yeah.
So,
Well, he
no,
got
like
one.
today.
Oh really?
Yeah. Like,
Sure.
he was like, I got some spots, let me know.
That makes sense.
Of course he
So,
does.
I think he bought a whole bunch, sat on them, and now he's kind of throwing it out there.
Sure. No, that actually makes a lot of sense. Did he release the numbers? Because the numbers went out today, is what it was.
Oh, was it?
Yeah, because when I was talking to Chris, he didn't know, and then like 30 minutes later, he's like, "Oh, these are my numbers." So,
Gotcha. Yeah, Jobber, this theme aside, this is actually a very cool layout, and I do like the rules. The biggest fault with my setup with this game is you can't see the moving target underneath the bar because of the way the camera's angled. So if I had a camera right here, you could see it.
right. That's okay. This way, we're not going to see a moving target.
I got a couple hits off of it.
Yeah. Yeah, you really have to adjust your playstyle with these games. Huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, the slingshots are closer in,
Yeah.
and so it really makes it kind of feel like all the shots are a little tighter.
Ah,
Yeah.
shoot.
Well, just the outline area is so unique.
Oh, right, yeah.
But this is a game that you're not going to see very often. It's pretty rare.
Well, like I said, yeah, it's the first time I've ever seen it for sale, and I bought it because I figured I would never ever see it again for sale. I just don't think there's that many
In the US.
in the U.S. Yeah.
Oh.
Not enough
But
momentum
see,
there.
this weird bottom layout with the reverse inlane outline stuff, that's what I like.
Oh, it's definitely unique.
It's
very
just
cool.
so much different than what we're used to, and it really makes you...
Well, I was just thinking it'd be cool if manufacturers would sell some kits for your, mods after, I guess, where you could make different
change
bottoms.
the
Yeah.
guides. Jobber, it depends on if Dave decides to keep this game. Jobber wanted to know if you bring it to MGC.
Bringing this?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know. I think, well, actually, MGC, this next coming one, I don't even think that I can go. Well, I think I can go, but I don't think I'm going to be able to bring any.
Oh, yeah, because you're not going to be...
There's a wedding the same day. It's my wife's brother's wedding.
Jobber, if you're coming to MGC, when do you plan on coming in? Because if you come in early enough... Because what time would you have to leave? He's got a wedding that weekend, so he had to...
I believe I can go Friday,
Mm-hmm.
but I'm going to be tied up Saturday,
Mm-hmm.
and then, maybe I could do some of Sunday or something, but...
We'll work something out, Jobber.
Yeah.
There was like no saving it.
Maybe I should have made it the specials a little easier. Well, I suppose that was just the first game.
More brutal the better.
I thought it was going to be
play
too
better.
easy.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, I first had him on like, hit the drop targets down twice. Like, no, that's way too easy. So,
What's the factory setting?
well, I don't actually know.
I guess.
I just picked the middle one. I figure it wasn't.
Yeah, like with these, like just do the settings is like
It's
the
a
most painful, labor-intensive,
A
tedious.
lot of
thing.
these solid states. It's just
But you have to like go through you can't just go in there and do the dip switch. You have to
Yeah.
like change everything in one shot.
Oh.
So like if you change one thing, you do all of it all over again.
Yeah.
because otherwise it won't take. And I actually put new ROMs in it too, the free play ones, while I was at it.
Yeah, Jobber, that's totally doable. Totally.
What do you want?
If he came in early to
Yeah.
stream
Yeah,
with us.
yeah, that'd be cool.
That would be very, very fun.
Where are you from, Jabber?
He's in Minnesota.
Oh, really? My old
Pinball
stomping,
Undesirables.
My old
Steven, what's going on, man?
stomping grounds. We're in Minnesota. Did we talk? We probably had this.
Around Minneapolis, I believe. Jobber, you're in Minneapolis, right? Or am I making that up? St. Paul.
Okay.
Yeah.
The nice Minneapolis. That's where the hockey. No!
Shit. Steven, what do you think of the back glass on this thing?
He's creeping me out. I think it's awesome. Actually.
Yeah, thanks for stopping by, man. Always a pleasure. Always a pleasure. I feel like the back glass clown is like Pennywise on drugs.
Yeah, his eyes are barely.
Yeah,
open.
he's not trying to kill you.
No,
He's just trying to like give you a nightmare.
He's fucked up. Look at his eyes. He's definitely high. Or he just got hit over the head with a hammer.
Way to go, Pennywise.
But like we were saying before, theme aside, I do think it's a fun game. I think it's a cool layout.
Very awesome.
The rules are fun. But it's got it's an early
get the
solid
phone
state, simple, fun, and challenging.
There you go.
Nice.
Oh.
Yeah, Steven, at the very least, that's what he wants to sell you.
What?
Weed.
Oh, he's selling more than weed.
Yeah, he's got bath salts.
Yeah,
He's got.
I want to buy some weed.
The buck teeth. That's the. Yeah, he's making meth in the rural area of Wisconsin.
All right, let's get some of these drop targets.
I got some giraffe tranquilizer.
Giraffe?
It's a
circus,
Is that a farm? Yeah, the circus. Good point. Good call.
All right. Come on.
Elephant tranquilizer.
Oh.
They go for big money.
No! Oh, it's so close. Steven, there are some Zacks that are kind of
Yeah.
How many are there?
Of
quite a
Nav?
few.
No, Zach's.
Oh.
Well, there's probably.
We have to look it up. I don't.
Because there's
I mean,
EMs.
Is it closer to 50 or?
No. I think there's
Like 20 maybe?
20 or something
Oh,
like
but
that.
there's more than 20 though between the EMs and the.
Well,
solid states.
Neo's got almost all of them, and he has 45 games total, but like more than
Steven, you're right.
someone.
He's got the teeth for meth and the nose for blow.
Nice.
He's having a good day. Let's just leave it
Yeah.
at
He's checking out.
that. Yeah.
I still think my favorite Zacks that I've played are Magic Castle, Robot,
Shit.
Farfalla, Pinball Champ. Oh, damn it! Those are probably the favorite ones I've played so far.
Yeah. I would say my favorites are probably Robot and Castle of the ones that I have. But
Pinball Champ's got a lot going on, but I still think I'd pick Magic Castle over it.
yeah.
But it's got a great layout.
Well, yeah. I mean, would you pass up buying a Pinball Champ if it came along?
No.
That I mean,
If Pinball Champ came along and it was in nice shape and it was like $1,800, I'd be like,
oh yeah.
here's my money.
Yeah, that one's, and that's the nice thing is those are fairly readily available.
I was gonna say, a lot of these are a good bang for your buck, right?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, I would say so.
Oh, one drop target left. Can I do it?
I think we've said this on most of the Zack, or when we were
Oh,
streaming
come on.
Zacks before. The ones that are easiest to find, I would say, are Devil Riders,
Yep.
Time Machine, Pinball Champ, and maybe
Yeah, Steven, I agree. Those are-
Soccer Kings are probably the easiest. And then Magic Castle is a little bit harder to find.
I'm trying to think what theme I like less. This or Farfalla?
That's the one with the rainbows?
Yeah, and the butterflies. Well, Farfalla is butterfly in Italian.
Oh yeah, I forgot for follow.
Mhm.
That's another good one. I would probably lump that in there.
Yeah.
Because that Farfalla's pretty easy to find. But as far as like having a lot of stuff to shoot for, I think that one
Well,
has the most.
I think I prefer Farfalla to Pinball Champ because it has the double flipper saves on each side.
Mm-hmm.
And Pinball Champ has none, right?
Right. That one's just nudging.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, looks like I'm last.
Some more digits on the display right there, and you not be last.
Nope, I'll take last. Last for me, please.
Yeah, at first glance of this game, I didn't know if I was going to enjoy it just based on theme, but you're right. It's
fun.
It's pretty fun.
No,
It's-
it's neat.
It's a very simple but challenging
And-
one more game.
And that's what, yeah.
And this is probably the, aside from Robot, well, even Robot has a bridge.
Mhm.
This doesn't have any upper playfield.
Mhm.
This is,
Single level.
yeah, this is all single level.
Well, for me, it's just a unique
Steven,
layout,
I agree
and it's
totally.
just-
I think
yeah.
I wish more companies would implement Zaccaria ideas.
And I think they did to an extent. I said at the beginning, like,
Well, the missed multi.
yeah, the missed multi-ball, like,
It's like an inverted version of.
right. So yes, it's a cooler version, but they're only limited. They're pretty limited as what they could do with programming.
Mm-hmm.
So like the concept is there. They just took it and added a multi-ball to it, and some magnets, and same kind of concept.
And is Zach completely defunct, or are they morphed into something else?
No, they're done.
Yeah.
I think they were bigger in video games. I think.
Well, that's what I
than
meant. Like, what kind of video games did they do?
They did a lot of copies of.
Oh, they were making the rip-offs?
Yeah, they did some rip-offs, but they made some original stuff that was fun too. So.
So hold on, why is this going across there
I
now?
think
Is
it's
it just?
It's just resetting.
Oh, okay.
Because I hit it,
Oh,
hit it,
got
and then I drained.
No, I don't think Mexico 86 has an upper playfield either, really.
No, it's got a kick over thing though,
Mm-hmm.
an up kicker.
Yeah, 'cause
That's
that's what
enough.
that's how it goes into that
Yes, that's one way you get in there.
gold area.
I think you're missing a bar right there.
Yeah. They're just gonna let me go.
Out of
A rubber band?
all the
Yeah.
games
Yeah.
of Zach that I've played digitally, the one I really want to play in person that I haven't yet is Locomotion. And that's a Gen 1, isn't it?
Neil's got it. It's
Does he?
really fun. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's a Gen 1. I think of the Gen 1s, I think Locomotion is definitely one worth having. There's not a whole lot of rules to it. You hit the drop target bang.
But it's challenging.
It is.
That's what I like about it.
I think it's fun.
Oh, come on, Ryan. Come on. There we go. Oh, jeez.
Saving it.
Like I know what I'm doing.
I tell you though, like that lion's cage.
Oh,
Oh,
yes.
That shot is near impossible to get. It's just the angle of it.
No!
No.
Is that the far left?
Yeah, the far left.
Yeah.
That it says lion's cage.
Team Low Prices, thank you for the bits
Um,
again. Greatly appreciated.
I
Moon
feel
Hotel, yes, I do have you dialed in.
I feel like it's just.
But we are actually at Dave here's collection, so he does not have dialed in. Dialed in is at my house and my collection.
Dialed in. Yeah, you've streamed that quite a few times already, right? Yeah.
Did I stream that with you? Ever?
Yeah, we
Yeah.
did that.
Yeah, Ian was there too.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm trying to think. I know Max sent a sex stream with me. Grand Champ, of course. Shit.
Yeah, that guy.
He's like 15 in the States, so he's no slouch. Max is no slouch. Ah.
Come on, Drew, play better.
All right. Not to brag, but I'm the only one who hasn't got the clown to move.
In true poor man style, praying to be last.
I think I got it moved a couple of times and didn't even realize that.
Yeah, the first time I did, I was like, "Yep, it's
Oh,
moving."
shoot.
Not sure how we
Yeah.
got there.
Yes.
Oh, nice. Yeah, and I think we determined a couple games ago that the inside out lanes for Zax they're not quite as smooth.
Yes.
Like the valley.
Come on, you
inside out
jerk.
lanes. Oh, you're getting out.
Yep.
Nice. 2. 3.
No! The game screwed me.
Hit him,
5 times.
and then
And then you get 4.5 mil for that.
really,
Yep, that's the special.
Yeah, you can Bluetooth your phone to dialed in, and you can actually flip the flippers with it, and you can hit the Big Bang target on your phone. It's novel, but in my experience with doing it, there's quite a bit of lag. So it's not, you're not gonna get that one-to-one.
It's not where it needs to be.
Yeah. It's cool. Don't get me wrong. It's very cool.
It's innovative and novelty at this point.
Yeah. Nice save.
I need one more target.
The color and texture on this pop ball looks pretty cool too.
Yeah, the color. Dave was saying how Zach used way more color in their printing.
Yeah. Well, it almost looks like that's like a mod, or, you know what I mean? It's so cool. I don't know, it's just neat.
Oh, you talking about the pop bumpers?
Yeah,
or
just
the
the pop bumpers, just the way the
Dog.
colors are. Like,
yeah, so the pop
So
bumpers
if
are,
you see that red bar across the game, there's
screen
actually
printed.
yeah, it's just
target that moves back
they
and
made
forth
them
underneath
unique
it,
to each
left
game,
and right.
which was kind of cool.
sure. They
And
were
there
just
are
using
3
off-the-shelf
drop
parts.
targets
Yeah.
on the game that are not exactly the easiest to hit, and if you hit all 3 of them, that makes the target underneath move back and forth. You got to hit them a couple times to get the red special. And there's
This is the one more game.
4 drop targets in the back over
Yeah,
here.
that's good.
Yeah.
You get all 4 of those down, and that's the orange special. That's kind of the basic gist of it.
That's pretty good.
So yeah, and Ryan, it carried over, so you got quite a few. I think you just have to hit the
How you doing? Oh, because
targets 2 more times.
The circles in the middle. That's
Right. Yep. It advances. So he's got to get all 3 again. And then hit the flag.
but you got to spell that out.
So close.
Yeah.
Every hit.
All right, I got
give you-
1.
I think every hit gives 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah.
Gives
So
you a letter
it
on
gives
each
you a
side.
letter on each side.
Okay.
Yep.
Got it.
There's no high speed here.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yet it's on the list.
No. I have a buddy that's restoring 2 high speeds.
That was the third ball of the 3 of us.
Yeah. But
1.4.
hey, look at that. They're pretty dang good.
Thank you.
I think that was the highest score yet.
Dave has a lot of early solid states, but this is only one bank behind us here and here. Dave has like 54 games in total, and there he's got modern games, 90s DMD, pretty much all the early Stern solid states everybody wants, all the early Bally solid states everybody wants. He's got quite a few Zaccarias. Essentially what we've been doing with the stream is kind of taking one group of games and running down the list. So like right now we're doing all the Zaccarias.
And we have two more Zacks to go. I have probably my rarest Zacks are actually the EMs. I have a Zaccaria Combat and an Aerobatics. The Combat is fully working, and chopped and all that, so we can do that sooner than later. But the Aerobatics I got to go through. So
Yeah, Steven, it's an awesome collection. If you go on Pinside, look up Brenna98, BRENNA number 9, number 8, and you can look at his collection on Pinside and see what games he has.
What is going on here?
I think you have to like really try hard. You got
Oh my
300
god!
what was that? Just a slingshot hit or something?
Yeah.
Oh, so you barely qualified and screwed you?
300. Oh my god!
Dude, you're playing like me.
Yeah. Yeah, you're
Usually Dave's the one beating my butt.
I feel like they should have a low score in the game. Like if you can score 100,
Oh,
we spot you 1,000,000.
it's like is there like a 10 point?
Yeah.
Oh, come on. So close.
Honestly, I think.
No.
So we're talking about.
No!
Like EMs. we streamed Mars Trek last time because I wanted to.
Yeah,
get
Moon
that,
Hotel. Those are all great games.
Wanted to get that over to Ryan's house.
Roadshow gets a lot of hate. I actually don't mind it.
But man, they can be really brutal, and I think you'll get that same kind of feel with the Zac EMs too. There's unique layouts and kind of quick ball times.
Yeah, Zacs just feel different than.
Well, I was saying you really have to adjust your play style.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just not. It's not like playing a solid state from Williams.
And you know what? I think of the foreign-made ones, the Italian, the Zac games, I would say are the closest feeling to maybe a Bally. In fact, a lot of the parts they use on their circuit boards are similar to Bally too. Anyway, what I was gonna say was when we were at Expo, they had a bunch of Spanish games there, and you could really tell the difference in quality and innovation. Like they were trying stuff, but I think they were just trying stuff.
Yeah.
Well, you saw them there too. They were just
throw it at the wall, see what sticks, kind of thing.
Yeah, they were clunky, really clunky, kind of floaty, like things. The shots didn't feel very good. I mean, of the ones that worked.
Oh, you tilted.
Of the ones that worked, I thought.
Well, if I wouldn't have, it was going right down.
Yeah. Team Low Prices. I have played the Stern home pin of Star Wars. It's fine. I like it.
You played it?
Yeah, at Expo.
It was there?
Yeah.
Yeah, they had one, I think.
Man, I was really drinking a lot.
Isn't that the understatement of Expo?
I think it's.
Jurassic Park then too.
Yeah, I think they only did have one there though.
I believe I only remember the one.
Is
Because they had it with
smaller? Is it smaller?
the cabinet.
I think
it's
it's
a little.
smaller.
It's a little bit.
Yeah, I think it's slightly shorter.
Right.
The playfield's same size.
Okay.
But the cabinet itself is slightly
So
shorter.
I probably tripped on it or something at some point.
But I like it for what it is. I think it's great that Stern's trying to do something like that. To it's not hurting anything by any means.
If they took every big license and did that, I think it'd be fine. You know, do a Ghostbusters one, do a Jurassic Park one, just do it, and then get the price down to. I kept saying they gotta get to $29.99. I know that's tough.
Three favorite machines: Roadshow, Funhouse, Hurricane. Oh no, sorry, I don't have any of those. Funhouse. I wouldn't mind having a Hurricane because that would. I was just thinking about that. Is it me?
Yeah.
I was just thinking about that with the because there's that Punchy the Clown, not too far. That would be a perfect.
Yeah.
Like one.
He's coming down in price. He's coming down.
And then Hurricane. Then you got the other what are they? Circus type themes.
Hurricane's neat.
Yeah, it's got two Ferris wheels in that one, right?
That usually aren't working when you're playing. But,
That one's got a DMD though.
Yeah.
You know.
Every time I play a game with those Ferris wheel deals, they're like either hardly functioning, or it takes like 3 go-arounds to get it to try,
Raza.
or it just gets locked up and it's
I think they said with Raza that's a tried and true mech.
Yeah.
Tried and true.
Oh yeah, I've seen it work so much.
Paying homage to tried and true mech.
I just think Deep Root's falling into the same thing as American Pinball. I know it's only their first game, but you know, theme.
Well,
Yeah.
I think the reason the J-pop games are coming out is because of the deal he made with the Zidware people.
Right.
So he had to bring those out first, which sucks because first impressions are so huge.
Yep.
Yeah.
And I think they might have kind of tripped out of the gate.
I agree, but it's cheap, and they had their obligations, right?
Yeah.
Well, whatever.
Self-imposed obligation.
Right.
Oh yeah.
He even said that he thinks it would be smarter to start the company and then help the City people. And I think he's absolutely right.
Yeah.
Oh, we got two. We got two.
One more.
We got three.
Oh. No, you got one. You need one more up here.
Where is it?
Top
Oh, I
right.
see.
By the pops.
Going in the back door. No, we're not. There we go.
Jello Mandolin. You mean like what's the best strategy for this game? Probably going for the 3 drop targets to get the. You can,
Yeah, I was just about to say
Don't
that.
trade. Oh!
you can
don't
kind of
trade.
see. That's,
There you go.
Yeah, and you hit it. So I guess you can kind of see it a little bit. So as soon as he drains, I'll kind of go over it again real quick.
Yeah, it won't take very long.
No, you're having a great ball, dude.
Yeah.
You're killing it.
You got 2 more hits on the clown flag. So it's good that I made it 5. You could fairly easily get 3 hits out of it when he passes. Oh, nice.
Yeah, you really gotta be patient in that corner there.
Yeah. Don't nudge at the wrong time
Yeah.
or something like that. Nice.
The in lanes on this kind of on the left remind me of Circus Voltaire.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Whoa!
Oh,
Careful,
nice
careful,
save.
careful.
Got that 1 drop target left.
I get it.
So
There you go. Oh, it's alright.
there's
it's all right.
3 drop targets on this game, and they're huge. They're real big and fat and wide.
I still can't hit them.
And they're not exactly laid out. They have weird angles to them, so it's kind of hard to hit.
Oh.
Dude, that was a great ball, dude.
That was good.
Super good. I gotta go that countdown.
You had a 60 bonus multiplier.
How do we get the multipliers?
So multipliers are so you can do the A. You got to get A and B returns, and then you hit this middle target, and that'll advance it.
Okay.
Or if you go down this right lane, there's a couple rollovers, so it's basically the.
So the
advance.
rollovers essentially.
Yeah. So it's,
Okay.
this lane is reminiscent of Pinball Champ has a multiplier lane.
Okay.
Yep. The basic thing to do in this game, more than anything, it's kind of like the big gimmick, is there's a drop target here, here, and right here. These 2 are easier to hit from the flippers. This one's more of a, if you get lucky, you can hit it this way, but it's more going to be a luck out of the pops thing. When you hit all 3, the target underneath this bar is on a track, and it moves left and right. But it kind of only moves across one way, and then it stops. So you have to try to hit it a bunch of times, and every time you hit it, you get a clown letter insert.
Yep. So hit it 5 times. So for each letter, so CLOWN, 5 times, and then the red special is 4.5 million. So very, very, very lucrative to get.
But difficult to do.
Right.
Because what'll happen is once it makes it across left or right, it stops. And you have to hit the 3 drop targets again to try to get to that 5. So it's.
I think it's good. I mean, even if you kept it down, because Drew was doing good here, I think 3 is probably about the max you're going to be able to hit it.
Yeah.
The first
In
go
one
around.
pass.
Yeah.
So to get it to get that in a single game, I think is a pretty good accomplishment.
I would say.
I should have made it harder, but five's probably good.
That outlane is
If only it had a
brutal.
standard outlane, that
I
wouldn't
know.
have happened.
Nope. Well, Drew beat our asses.
Yeah, after my 300 start.
That was.
Oh,
Hey,
that's
you
true.
cleaned.
Yeah,
you cleaned up.
Yeah, so that was really a 2-ball, 2 million.
Yeah, that was good.
But you know, I like streaming this kind of obscure stuff because it's not stuff you see very often. And
Unfortunately, everyone's streaming all the new stuff.
Well, that's a lot of people do stream all the new stuff, which is great too. But it, like I was saying before, yeah, the theme doesn't do it for me, but it's a great
Does this theme
layout.
do it for anybody?
Probably not. Clown fetish people.
Yeah, I was gonna say, unless you're really into clowns. I mean, no one's gonna see this and be like, I have to have it.
Yeah, exactly. Clowns. But it's so unique and different than what we're used to, since this is a European game.
I'll be honest, guys. Like, I'm starting to dig some of this obscure stuff for that reason, because it's
fun.
It is. It's
well, and I think when we talk on when you invite us on to your podcast.
Well, I mean, you can actually make.
I was gonna say you've been invited many times. So let's not start that game.
No.
I'm with you.
The next time we're on, so we'll talk about early solid state.
Yep.
And
hey, Kid Chriso,
and stuff like that.
There's a moving target underneath it, so it's kind of like a track. And there's 3 drop targets placed around the playfield. After you knock all 3 down, the target then will move left or right, and you have to try to hit it as many times as you can to light the red special.
So what I was gonna say was, so we'll talk about early solid states, but there's like
Jello Mandolin. That's just what they did because it was symmetrical to get all 5. Because when you hit the moving target, it actually lights 2 of the inserts. So you have to hit it 5 times.
Oh, come on.
So I think it was more of a artistic,
just symmetrical.
Symmetrical thing they did.
Yeah, they spelled clowns backwards on the right and forwards on the left. I don't know.
Yeah, it's kind of like International Rescue.
Yeah. So whenever one of us finally hits all 3 of the drop targets down, which Drew's very close to doing. Oh no! I spoke too soon. I should have kept my mouth shut. So there's a drop target here, and over here, and they're kind of.
They're like
good
a Williams style, like the old EM.
Yeah,
bigger paddle type of.
Yeah.
Like you'd see them on.
They're my kind of style.
Yeah.
Well, the thing is, as big and fat as they are, they're so hard to hit.
And I would argue that a lot of the stuff that Zaccaria did, they borrowed. So like if you look at the history of Zach, well, I'll just tell you because you're probably not going to. But the history of Zaccaria, when they did their EMs, I've worked on enough.
Oh my
gosh! Arlene's crushing you, man.
Oh! See if I can hit your flag.
So you can kind of see the target moving from the camera angle.
Oh! It doesn't give it to me. No count. Damn it! I thought there was an exploit there.
So
the only voice is gonna come in this game and say, "Quit cheating."
So Dave has a lot of obscure, I'll say rare for the sake of it being imported from Europe or.
It's rare in the United States.
Yeah, so it's not stuff you're gonna see very often.
Right.
And if you're newer to this current stream, didn't see the beginning, Dave got this game about 2 weeks ago. And I had never played it. I'd never seen it in person.
This is the really first time I ever played it to an extent.
So it kind of came up for sale, and he grabbed it because he knew it'd be the last time it'd probably ever come up for sale. At least where we live.
And if Dave doesn't buy a game every week,
for the bits team low prices. Greatly appreciated.
We all have to check on him. Yeah. we call just to check on him.
How many Zacks do you have now, Wisconsin?
Come on, clown target. Oh, damn it.
9. So Dave has 9 Zaccarias.
Oh, come on, get in there.
So he's got 9 Zacks. He's got, I don't know how many of all the early Sterns everybody wants.
It's so awesome that he had to count.
He's got all the early Bally's everybody wants. He's got...
You know you have a lot of games when someone asks you a question and you have to like go and actually count them.
Just like go look it up.
Yeah, let me check my database.
Yeah.
Kid Chriso said, "What's up?"
Who?
Chris Haber.
Oh, hey, Chris.
Yeah, Chris likes the weird stuff too. He's he had a Stargazer. Yep. And he had a few early solid states. I remember that.
Yes. All right, there it goes.
Come on, you clown.
Get him. Oh! See, it's a little bit weird with like.
Yep, Board Dog.
Because of those dang slingshots, you can't.
There's actually 2 alien stars here. One of them is going to be mine.
Oh, you need one more hit. One more hit.
So one more hits the red special then?
Yeah.
Oh man. Hit him down again, Drew, and you're gonna blow this game up.
I think your flippers are short.
I'm telling you though, I think it's the slingshots, because otherwise, when that clown pops out of there, you could start backhanding because of the way that it is.
Yeah, the way it's angled in like that.
Yeah, basically you have to wait till he gets like a quarter of the way through.
Oh man. Oh man, and I got lucky.
Is this ball 3 or ball 2?
It is ball 3. Oh my goodness. Come on.
Oh, I forgot. I started to say that some of the stuff that Zaccaria used was borrowed from other manufacturers. So underneath the hood of of their EMs is all Williams components. Same thing
on the EMs.
Oh yeah, we got one more ball.
Oh, it is one more ball. I thought that was the last one. Didn't show the digit. That's why I thought it was the last ball.
Oh yeah.
And
So
Chris, believe it or not, I'm not drinking anything. What are you drinking?
I think I'm
It's a rare day.
the only one drinking.
Jello Mandolin,
That's how I
Finnish
feel
Flipper
most
World has a
days.
lot of Zaccaria's. Dave has been there. Dave's actually from Michigan originally. That's where he was born.
Yeah. I've only been there once. I'd love to go back. My wife joked when we finally did go to that, she said, aren't you kicking yourself that you moved away from all this? I'm like, fuck yeah. That would have been awesome. Then I wouldn't have to buy all these friggin' games.
There's another guy that lives not too far from us named Neo Skywalker, and Neo probably is the second largest. Neo has a very large Zac collection.
Yeah, I think he's got them all but one now. He needs black belt, and then he has all the Gen 2s. He's got locomotion. He's got a couple of EMs, but he really wants the Gen 2s. So, which I think they have the most rule set to them. So this is a Gen 2. It just, it's kind of like if you're familiar with early Sterns, they got the Stern MPU 100 versus the Stern MPU 200. The 100 is essentially like an EM with early solid state circuit boards, and then when you get to MPU 200, there's just more rules that they could implement to it. So, same kind of thing. Hey, you got a bonus multiplier.
Oh man, what am I
So
gonna
everyone,
do here?
Ian from the Poor Man's Pinball Podcast says what's up. He's pretty drunk at the Bucks game right now.
Are they winning?
Well,
They're playing the Lakers, so.
Yeah, let's just check that out for the NBA fans in the house. Yeah, 84-73.
Yeah.
4-3, go Bucks.
All right. Time to do some damage here.
Oh man, the clown was going. All right, who got it?
That's how I play though.
It's all.
Flush it down the toilet.
You?
Yeah,
Yeah,
Number
Drew
2?
destroyed us.
Oh,
Yeah,
man.
Drew kicked our
Jeez.
butts.
That's right. You were 1 hit away, man.
Yep. One more hit. Let's do it again.
All right.
Let's fire it back up.
Roll it back.
Do you care if we keep the same order, even though you won?
just keep
You should go to player
No,
one.
because
but-
if we change it up, we're gonna forget what order.
No matter how you do it, I'm gonna kill that clown. I will crush that clown tonight.
No. Oh,
Nice. But again, as not appealing or weird as the theme is and the art, it is very fun to play.
I think so. I like the layout. Oh, jeez. I zigged when I should have zagged.
All right, clown.
Jello Mandolin, yeah, I use it on my computer. I have it on Steam. Yeah, and they do have all the games.
Well,
It's like
Oh my
it's like
goodness.
Godfather or something.
yeah.
Team low prices. Thank you for the
No,
bits
just,
again.
we got the
Greatly appreciated.
cheapest, just standard text we could. We
Oh.
don't have back.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah.
So,
Wait, you put your names in there?
no, just-
Oh, yeah, cool.
This shirt I had a friend, same friend that made Ryan's Zaccaria shirt. He just got his cutter thing, and just to test it out, he made this quick for me. So it just says Pinball Dave on it. But yeah, he was nice enough to make us the the TurboGrafx 7 logo ones that we were sporting at.
I want to talk. Well, see if you can talk to me about making that Bally shirt that you have. With the Bally logo.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure you could.
I'm glad that it's just a electronic beat and not the circus music the whole time.
Oh my god, this game would be, yeah, I was just about to say unplayable. I would have been out already.
What if
you
we
got
did
the
that?
orange special.
If we just hit,
Nice save.
but you gotta hit it.
Yeah, what do I gotta do now?
No, you gotta hit it. I think 2 more times to get the orange.
It's flashing.
I don't think it would be lit. Shoot again would be lit if you got it.
Oh yeah,
2 more
because it's
times.
extra ball. That's right.
Yeah. So, I think it's flashing. Not exactly sure why.
Oh,
I know.
that's how it does you.
That clown is taunting me.
That'd be funny if it actually laughed like it. Like why doesn't the clown laugh when you tilt? Why doesn't it laugh?
Yeah, that would be. Yeah, it writes itself. I don't know.
There's a monkey sound. I know in the attract sound there's like a monkey sound. There's a monkey on the spinner. If you guys can see that, not sure if it makes a monkey sound when you hit it. Not really. Oh, come on.
You know, the interesting thing is, too, we're talking about the music and stuff. The sounds here aren't very circus-like.
They're not terrible. If it was,
It's only in the beginning when you hit start that it
Yeah.
kind of does the circus.
if
thing.
it did that, yeah. If it was bam 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 bam, if that the whole time, it would be in the dumpster. Oh, there's one.
Nice.
Oh, no, come on.
Gain control. He's gonna get away.
That clown.
I lost him.
Yeah.
It's all right. I got 3 hits out of
Put a
it.
picture of Nelson Muntz right on that clown then.
Yeah, I mean, overall, the sound effects, I think, are fine. They're not grating.
No, I think it's a good pen. I mean,
just a.
Oh, that was just right down the
Yeah,
middle.
I mean, in a collection like Dave's, it fits well because
Oh,
it's
absolutely.
it's such a large collection, and
Yep.
I think if you had 10 pins or more, this could
It would work.
It's just a cool.
I mean, if you're into Zacks, I would say if you come across this game, it's worth it.
Sure.
Well, I would say if you're into, even early solid states in general, to have at least one Zap, just to have something different.
Sure.
Like everybody's played, Firepower and Gorgar or whatever, whatever else. But if you have something a little bit different like that,
Yes.
Oh, nice save.
Yeah, even hardcore pinball people have not played it.
Yeah. Just to
Every
have something a little bit unique.
Yeah. No, I'm with you with that.
Jello Mandolin, for me, it's a toss-up between Robot, which is really rare.
Which is why I really
Even
like my
in
Laser
Europe,
Cube,
it's
by the
rare.
way, kind of the same thing.
Or
Just-
Magic Castle, which I do
Not like
have.
the
I own a
standard.
Magic
Right.
Castle, and Dave has a
Stuff.
Magic Castle.
Yep.
What's your favorite Zac?
Robot.
Robot?
Yep.
That is a neat game.
How about you? With the
You-
limited...
Well, the one that got away, the Magic Castle.
So
No, it's a toss up between Robot and I've only played. Now this is my 4th or 5th Zac that I've played.
Mhm.
But yeah, Robot, that was very unique and cool. The Magic Castle. Yes, I almost had my hands on one that Ryan rubs daily.
So, a Magic Castle came up for sale literally 20 minutes down the street from where we are right now.
It was a horse apiece between Ryan and I as far
And-
as location.
I was at my brother's wedding.
Didn't I find it? Or you
No, I found it.
Oh, you okay? That's right. You sent it
I
to me.
sent it to you. I was like, "What do you? How's this look? What do you
it said,
think?"
go, go, go. Bye,
Yeah.
bye, bye. Now.
Bye, bye, bye.
And I messaged the guy on Pinside
That's what I always
about
say.
it, and I'm like, "Was it still for sale?" Because it was like the following day after he listed it. I'm like, "Oh, it's got to be gone." He's like, "No, I still got it. I've had a lot of people interested, but everybody wants to ship it, and I'm not shipping this thing." Blah blah blah. I'm like, "Well, I'll be home in like 3 hours. I'll come right away and look at it." I'm like, "Here's my name, my phone number, blah 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 blah."
No, I'm good.
And
Yeah, water.
he's like, "All right, cool." So I'm like halfway home, and I'm like an hour and a half, probably like 2 hours away from. No, I still gotta finish mine. I'm good though. Thanks though. I'm like 2 hours away from where we are at my brother's wedding, and the guy messages me and he's like, "So you're for sure coming?" And I'm like, "Yeah, dude, I'm coming like straight there. I'm getting home, dumping my wife and my kids out, and flying on down." And he's like, "All right, I got a lot of people banging my door down trying to get this thing. So if you don't want it," he goes, "I got plenty of people lined up that will probably buy it." I'm like, "Well, I'm on my way. Like, don't pull the rug out from underneath me." He's like, "Nah, man, don't worry about that. I wouldn't do that to you. Like, I'm an honest guy, blah, blah, blah." So I get there and I look at it, and it's in better shape than the pictures. Like, I was floored. And the guy was so upfront about every minor thing wrong. And I'm like, "I don't care about that. I don't care about that. I don't care about that." And I'm like, "All right, I'll take it." He's like, "All right, cool." Well, then I think the following Monday, or it must have been Thursday when you released the podcast.
Yep.
Because I didn't even tell anybody except for Dave, because I had messaged him initially that I even got the game. Because usually, like, if we get a game, like, we'll message each other and say, "Hey, I just picked this up," or whatever. So I didn't say anything to anybody else. And I'm listening to the Poor Man Pinball podcast, and he's like, "Oh, I almost had this Magic Castle."
This is me shaking my head right now.
And Steven, the wedding was actually over. It was the following morning, but I was messaging the guy during the wedding.
Yeah, and this one's his wife.
And the guy got back to me like the next day, early in the morning. He's like, "Yeah, it's still for sale, blah, blah, blah." So then I'm listening to the podcast, and he's talking about how what's that?
We have to see the glass.
Oh.
Lindsay got these for
Oh, yeah, you showed me.
Oh, okay.
They're talking about how he almost had one, and he was second in line, but the first guy got it, which was me. So I'm listening to this, and I'm laughing. So then I immediately took my phone out and sent both Ian and Drew a picture of the game. And I was like, "Well, you can come play it if you want." But they thought I had Dave's game in my basement, because I was babysitting some games for Dave. And they're like, "Oh, is that Dave's?" I was like, "No, this is the game Drew wanted." And Drew's never forgiven me.
Nope. We talk about it all. No, it's fine.
Jello Mandolin, yeah. I would say Devil Riders probably is the most common Zach for sale.
Yeah, and I sold mine, so that just kind of tells you how there's just not as much to do on that game. It's
okay.
It's
like
a
I like
beautiful
how
game.
I like how you have to hit the drops to go up the ramp.
right. It's a beautiful game, but
It's got the spinning guy on the motorcycle in the back box.
Yeah, but other than that, there's not a whole lot to score, and I don't know. I had a beautiful one. I liked the art and everything on it.
It does say a lot when you have 50 games and you're like, this one's no longer in my collection. I mean, seriously, how do you make that? Is that just...
It's tough. Ryan and I
But you are out of room, right? Essentially.
Well, I mean...
No, I mean...
it depends who you ask.
Yeah, sure. I mean, reasonable room, though. So
Right.
it's like, if you really want to have them all on display, then you need to...
Well, does this look reasonable, though?
No, I don't. I don't
Yeah,
have enough.
after the first 15, it probably wasn't reasonable.
No.
So I guess that's the wrong word.
So yeah, I don't have enough space to set up all 55 of them.
Should we go again?
Yeah, we can do that.
We've been gabbing long enough.
Yeah, they don't want to listen
Yeah,
to us talk.
let's destroy this meth clown.
Right.
Kick his fat nose in.
You know, shit.
But I am very happy with Magic Castle. It's definitely got that simple but challenging thing. It's got that one more game feel to it where you're like, so close, so close, so close.
Shit.
What if this was themed something really cool?
It'd
This
be-
game would be
yeah,
a home run.
Totally.
I mean,
totally.
even this was Devil Riders or whatever.
Yeah, they
you could
could
just
have done anything.
so many cool things.
It didn't necessarily need to be a circus theme. It could have been, I don't know, anything really.
But how would they have had a big clown face staring at me?
Well,
That's
I mean,
true.
you can. I don't know.
No, I'm with you though. I hear you.
It could be anything on the thing going across, you know. It could be a Dracula.
Yep.
You know, he's like, you know, kind of like what's that Drac that
Well, it could-
on Monster Bash, right?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Doesn't he come across as,
Or it could have been a Western and you're shooting at an
yeah.
outlaw or something.
yeah, that would have been perfect.
Yeah.
That would have been a way better theme. Have a cowboy theme.
Yeah.
See, that was another weird thing too. Is they certainly made their themes
Based on Americana.
Yeah, Americana, and because Devil Riders had American flags all over it. The
And
target
so does Locomotion.
Locomotion. Yeah.
Locomotion is like almost a one big American flag.
Oh, is it?
Like
Yeah.
the whole apron is the flag. And I think even the
Nice.
cowling, whatever you want to call it, that goes over the, just like how the wings are, is like the American flag, I
Oh,
think.
okay. Yeah. So, yeah, they were definitely going after that sort of market, but the thing was, I don't think many of them really came over here. I mean, if you look at the build quality of this and you compare it to some of the American-made ones of the same era, there's no way that they can have the same price points plus shipping.
Come on, you
from,
dirty meth clown. Sorry.
plus shipping from Europe to the U.S.
Nice.
and convince operators that it was
Worth it.
a worthwhile thing. So I think that's where their hang-up was, is they must have been too expensive or something.
Mm-hmm. Mexico 86 is pretty rare.
I would love to have that game. That's a fun game.
I feel like it's kind of polarizing because there's a lot of people that don't like it, but I don't mind it.
It's not as much soccer as it is more Mexico themed.
Yeah, I
I
would
guess.
It's like Coco.
Yeah, kind of. I don't know. It's better than Soccer King.
No, it has a very mariachi look to
Yeah.
it.
Yep. It does. But I would say it is better than Soccer Kings.
No, I agree. And your Soccer Kings is like amazing as far as the shape it's in.
Yeah. Yeah, it plays really nice.
And Drew's having the game of his life over here.
Kicking our ass.
All right.
Oh. Nice.
Woo!
Dave,
Worst
what-
Zaccaria game.
Oh, I was gonna do a topper for Elvira.
I'm trying to think of the one that I don't like, or I like the least.
Just leave them in the bottles like that?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So it'd be like Elvira.
Man, that's tough because I haven't played them all in person. I've only played about
No, that's cool.
12 of them in person now.
Things like you see the punch bottles. So that. That and then this.
Out of the ones I've played, it's either going to be Soccer Kings, and it's not a bad game. It's just not as... It doesn't have that I want to keep playing it thing going on. It's just okay. Maybe Time Machine, but Dave modified his Time Machine, so I like it a lot more now.
We need to do that one more time.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, so for those that watch the Time Machine one, it has 4 flippers on the bottom, but 2 of them have, Zach has a unique,
Like stop.
yeah, stop kind of thing. As you flip it up, it has like a blocking thing that makes it so the ball can't go in between the 2 flippers.
Yeah, so imagine double scissor flippers on each side.
Time Machine. And so basically what I did is I put it back
Oh
to
my
regular
goodness, all that work for
flippers.
nothing.
So if you look at a game like Pro Football, it's an EM, or maybe Harlem Globetrotters has a set of double flippers, and Paragon has a set of double flippers, where when you flip them both up,
There's a gap.
that it can go through, and it makes it much, much harder of a game, much, much faster, because you can't catch. Yeah, you can't catch it. You have to, basically, shoot on the fly. That's what it is.
And before, like, stock Time Machine allows you to cradle on both sides. And there's really no actual outlane. So there's like a gap, like on the left side here. But most of the time it'll feed in the flipper.
So there's not even a little bar or anything?
No, but so like you only really drain 10% of the time.
Sure.
On the left or the right.
Okay.
So you get center drains like normal.
Yeah.
The left and the right you won't.
Interesting.
So you have these long ball times,
Yeah.
and it's like there's no challenge. So he took the stopper out in between the double flippers.
Oh,
so you
there
can't
is-
break.
there is a stopper in there now. Or
Well, there was
there
until you
no.
ripped his out.
Okay.
So it's
Yeah.
a lot more difficult to play, which I appreciate because otherwise it's like the ball would just keep going and going and
Yeah.
going.
Yeah,
I think I sent a picture to Neo too, and he's like, "That's freaking awesome!" Yes.
Holy cow! Pinballer. Oh my goodness. Pinballer. That's insane, dude. Thank you. Holy cow.
Yeah.
I don't even know what to say, man.
He said, tell him to buy Dave some ice cream or something.
Wow. Thank you so much. It means a lot.
Aw, come on.
That is incredible. So, Pinballer gifted I don't know how many subs to all these people.
Oh, that's awesome, man.
Yeah. Dude, thank you.
Pinball, you made Ryan speechless. That doesn't
Yeah,
happen very
what
often.
am I gonna say?
Yeah, that's awesome, man. Thanks.
Yeah, dude. So how many? You said you played with Coy Morris for a while. How many games did you end up putting on the game? And thanks for stopping by the way. How's the tournament going then?
I learned my lesson the first 3 times.
It'll let you get away with some, but not too much. But you have to be able to nudge on this.
Oh, without a doubt.
I mean,
without a doubt.
Well, yeah, because you got the reverse in lane out lane.
Yeah, I mean, even that's not a given. If it's not going fast enough, it's not going through there. So, and I think you guys have got it a little bit more dialed in than I have, but it's just like kind of a light nudging, get it moved over.
Yep.
The biggest drop targets in the world, and I can't handle them.
Dude, they're brutal.
Well, and if you miss it, it just fires right back at you.
Yeah.
Oh!
Nice, dude.
We get the big one. The top left one, I think, is the least risk.
Yeah, I would agree. It's the position of the slings too. It just you can't post pass. It's just it's such a different feel.
There, you got it.
Compared to what we're so used to.
Sorry. Oh yeah, you did. Yeah, I did. Oh,
Very nice, dude.
2 more hits. 2 more hits.
Yes.
One more. You can get it. Oh,
yes.
You got it! Woo!
Oh
There's some
God.
cheesy music.
You better put that in Pinball.
Yeah. Pindigo, here you come.
Wait, it's not. Oh. One more ball.
Oh my gosh. Holy cow.
Finally, somebody got it.
That was insane. That was insane.
Take that, you meth clown.
It's called Drew the Meth Clown Slayer.
That felt good. That felt good.
Oh, good. That means I have the difficulty just right.
Come on. Not what I thought was going to
That left
happen.
out lane has been just.
Well, I didn't think it was going to bounce that way.
Yeah.
Like, I thought I was going to be able to save it.
I got 0 advanced lights.
Team low prices. Rick and Morty's for sure is on a dream theme for me.
Yeah, Eric
see-
just sent me a message on Facebook. Said that Kingpin.
Yeah, I got some in.
Well,
Yeah.
Chris said if no one takes him up on that offer for a second game, he's going to go back to Kingpin.
Is he?
Yeah. So he's going to take the 111, but.
I mean, another rumor is Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. I'd like to see that one redone compared to the Data East.
So, people out there in Twitch land, Chris Grosvenor is offering up a Rick and Morty spot, number 201.
Yeah, it's gonna happen.
From what I saw with Rick and Morty, the more I see it, the more I like it. I did not get in on one because
we need to play it.
I've never bought a game I've never played.
I have, and I,
Yeah, sometimes it works out, sometimes it doesn't.
Yeah, sometimes it doesn't. So
it's just.
But have you ever bought a game that expensive that you've never
Well,
played?
I was just gonna say it's a lot of money to roll the dice on.
Yeah, that's actually true.
I paid the deposit before.
Oh my
I
goodness,
played it.
Buffalo Pinball with the raid.
The thing
Thanks a lot, guys. Appreciate it.
Honestly, the thing that pissed me off the most is it's not your fault, Drew.
Hey, Vortex Queen, what's going on?
The fact that
Hope we're able to give everyone nightmares with the clown.
the fact that I got in early, just like threw my deposit down without blindly doing that, and
We have another. Oh,
I think I have one more
yeah,
ball.
hang
in,
on,
so-
let me
yeah.
just.
Dude, you killed it.
so threw down my deposit, before playing it, and then waited all that time. I think I had 158 for Alice Cooper
Oh,
or something
man, I got
like
lucky.
that, and then
Yes.
lo and behold, you decide you wanted one, and then you go to Kingpin. It's like, oh yeah, and then you were like 160 or whatever it was.
157.
Yeah, 157.
Well, to be fair though, remember that was
yes.
free.
Right.
So,
either way,
no, I got you.
But
Yeah.
he had the game available, so
Yeah.
you could just mosey in there and get it.
Oh, sure.
It's like so.
Yeah, I got it like halfway through it.
Right.
Run.
So
Yeah.
so here's this is the new strategy, and maybe it's not good because like if it turns out to be a phenomenal game and no one wants to give up their spot, it might not work out in my favor.
Yeah, but you know that's not gonna happen.
No, they're gonna come out with Stranger Things. They're gonna do Ninja Turtles. There's gonna be like 10 other games that'll come out, and so whoever
are you
is
kidding me?
Number 700 or what? How many was it?
750.
Yeah.
Yes.
If you're way up there, you're gonna
Yeah.
see.
Man, I had 2 great saves in that.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're staring at your $1,500 deposit, and you're like, I'm not gonna see.
Come on.
I paid $1,500 for nothing.
Yeah.
I need 2 more drops to make a
When
move
literally
again.
10 other games have come out.
Right, and then you're gonna be like, well, I'll just buy one used later, and so I'll just sell my spot.
Yeah, I mean, this really goes to show you the true hype behind all this stuff. Because yes, it's a good game. Yes, it's a good theme. Yes, I'm happy for Spooky. I'm glad they're doing it. However, you will be able to get them on the secondary market. You know, for all we know, there's gonna be some distributors that a couple of years from now they'll still have some new in box.
Oh yeah.
You know,
I
a couple of
wrecked
distributors
that.
probably bought.
That was brutal.
Right.
Brutal. Just be sitting on.
Right. That was you, man. You had nice.
Knock, knock, clown.
Man.
Kingpin still has some Alice Coopers.
Yeah, I think I still need to wait. I want to go. I want to go to Eric. So Eric Kripke, if you watched the, he did Farfalla with us.
Yeah, he streamed Farfalla with us.
Reluctantly. He's like, oh, we got to play as Zach.
No, he liked it though.
No,
It's a good Zach.
Yeah. Yeah.
But Eric, before being the programmer for Alice Cooper, Rick and Morty, was well known for doing the code for Cactus Candy Continued, and he's done a lot of work for Color DMD.
Right. Yeah, he did.
So he's
the vast majority of them, right?
20.
It's a lot.
He's done a lot.
A lot.
Because I was asking him,
He doesn't.
you did Simpsons? And he's like, no.
I think the one that a lot of people would.
He doesn't own all the games that he did the Color DMDs for. That's crazy to me.
But he's quite capable of doing a great job in Rick and Morty. He's got quite the pedigree.
Yes.
Yep.
And on top of it, he's a super cool guy.
Yeah.
Like he hosts a league at his house. He's got a huge collection too, and it's a blast.
Yeah.
You've been there.
Yeah, Eric's like the perennial nice guy. I mean,
Yeah.
Sure.
Well, he babysits a lot of games for Zinger J, which I was. He was on my coattails or whatever for this game. I was.
Oh, what's that like?
Yeah, I was just a little bit quicker. To get on this and work out a deal. But yeah, he's got a Zancor. I would love
Vortex Queen, thank you for the follow. Greatly
appreciate
appreciated.
him about if he'd ever let go of that Zan. I think he's only got the one Zac so far, so maybe.
Are you sure that's the only one he's got? It's a Zancor.
I know.
Because he got that from.
That's another Zach.
California.
No, but that's when Troy Smith got all that from the same guy. So it was the Krull, Zancor.
Oh
Yeah, the Defender, the Joust. I think that was all from the same collection.
And he's gonna want a lot of money. I bet you.
Oh, brutal.
You probably asked quite a bit for it.
He got rid of that crawl, right?
I'm sure. Yeah.
I heard he wanted $50K.
No, I heard someone offered him $50K.
He said no.
Yeah.
No, come on.
I don't know.
Come on.
That was the pinball rumor.
All right. You played.
Either way, I heard $50K one way or another.
Yeah,
okay. All right. You guys both played it.
Yeah.
But I sell it for $50,000 in a heartbeat.
No, but see, but that's
sucked.
Yeah, I know.
It didn't suck.
It sucked.
No, it didn't.
It's
suck.
not worth. It's just not $50,000.
No, it sucked.
No, that's the thing is that game is not for someone who wants to play a fun game. That's for some high-end collector.
Yeah.
Well,
someone wants something.
I think the thing is the it was HEP restored, so it had that price tag to it,
Sure.
plus the rarity.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. It's like, you know, just parts and, you know, pedigree alone. I mean, you have you know, a pretty substantial price tag.
Right.
And then you add in the fact of just the rarity and everything else.
Right. And it's not a reliable game either.
What system is that? Is it
80.
It's an 80?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Doesn't matter. You're not playing it.
Yeah, well, that's very true.
Did you see this piece of art I bought in my house? You know, that's really
Jello
cool.
mandolin. Zaccaria parts come from other collectors. They're not something you can find very easy.
Well, you said sometimes you just have to splice in the parts that you have, right?
Yep. Like my my Magic Castle has oh yeah, you're up. Has Williams Flipper Mechs.
For shame.
I know.
You're such a non-purist, Ryan.
I know.
Well, so I will say that there are some parts that are interchangeable, but not all.
It just depends what you're talking about, right?
Well, luckily the plastics are fairly durable on these, so I haven't encountered too many broken ones. But yeah, anything with art on it, like pop bumpers, well, let's face it, they're Italian, they put freaking art on everything. So, play fields, the aprons, the back glass, at least, well, Vici Resto has remade most of them because Clay has them at the VFW.
Yeah.
You have that going for you. The 3D molded or the thermoformed art part of the back glass, no. You're gonna have to find that from somebody. But like all the coils and all the stuff underneath, that's pretty common stuff. Like, I wouldn't shy away from the game, you know, if it had a broken flipper bat or anything like that. Oh, and as I said on other streams, if you get a Zac with a spinner, they did not do a good job with their spinners. They're not as good as a Valley or a Stern.
Skip Natty.
And honestly, if I could, I would.
So you're not gonna sue him, or are you gonna sue him?
I would switch it out.
I don't have enough money to sue anybody.
Not even for pro bono work.
We'll help you get set up just so we can get some more viewers and listeners. That's funny.
Oh, come on. That's what's the thing. Like, there's 3 big fat drop targets that are so hard to hit to make the moving target move, but it's difficult to do in it. But it's so simple of a thing.
Yeah, I think it's
The best games, are you talking video games, pinball, you know, anything, it's easy to learn, hard to master. You think of, like, you know, Rubik's Cube, right?
Mm-hmm.
You know, to this day, you'll still, when you see a Rubik's Cube, you at least flip it around a little bit, right?
So close.
Right. Yeah.
You know,
I
it's
just
just
peel the stickers off. That's what I would do.
Yeah, easy to learn and hard to master.
All right, I got 2 more hits if I can get these freaking drop targets down,
And
this
then
is
you'll be
last
the
ball.
coked out clown.
Ah.
You get to take over.
Well, so I one.
Yeah, dude. The back box on this game is we were saying before, it's like if Pennywise from It was on drugs.
Yeah.
And it's 3D vacuum force. He's actually coming out at you out of the back box. Yep, Dave 950. Yeah. Dave here also just got this game like 2 weeks ago. So.
Come on, get out of there. Get down. Get down.
Exactly. Pennywise dropped.
Oh
for
no!
Sure.
That was me.
He's got that sweet gap between his teeth.
Oh, are you kidding me?
Would you tilt?
No, I went right to the left outlet.
Oh,
That's drained.
I'm coming.
Damn it.
I'm coming.
Fumbled.
Yeah.
The end.
That's ball. Wow.
That's pinball, baby. After watching that little video, Charlie explained the, the layout on Rick and Morty.
Oh, he did?
Yeah, he just did it right before they started selling them.
Yeah, it was like that morning.
It was like a couple minute video. You can find it. But anyways, he was talking about the Denisi Lock 2.0, which is really
the
cool.
horseshoe thing?
Yeah, so there's a big lit drop target, one Rick, one Morty on each side. And it sounds to me like you trap balls behind there, and they actually will stay up. And
I don't know
like,
how long you want to keep going.
Well, we're having fun.
All right. Yeah, I don't care.
Lucky. I gotta work tomorrow and Monday, and then I'm off.
I'm just gonna call in the morning, and then I'm working from home. No one's gonna be there. I barely do anything.
Jello Mandolin, if I had to pick between Zach's and Old Stearns, I'd go Old Stearns. That's just my personal preference.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
I mean, the spinners. Oh man, the spinners are
like
so
Stargazer.
Much better.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. The spinners on Zach's are terrible. If I could switch it out for early Stern or Bally spinner, I would do it in a heartbeat.
I think Stearns are the
I
best.
think
The sounds on
I think
Stearns
a
are.
good rule is to have one Zach for every 10 games you have.
Yeah.
No, well,
Oh, that's
right?
yeah.
I mean, if you're
Just
gonna
have-
if you're gonna dabble, yeah.
Yeah, because they are unique and they're cool, but if you just had like 4 or 5 Zachs, I think
Yeah.
it wouldn't be a great collection.
It would definitely depend on which
Well-
Zachs you had.
So, tell that to Neil.
Well,
because he made that his goal.
Well,
That's
he has them
cool.
all. Yeah, that's
Well, and I
fine.
think he started collecting them before, it was just.
Well, it was you.
Yeah, it was just something.
No, this
Because
is.
they still are kind of.
Oh my God.
Yeah, he's got other stuff too. though.
He does.
He's not just Zach.
No, I know, but like he's got. Maybe at the time they're fairly inexpensive to get. They're just rare.
Well, that's the thing we really didn't talk about. The value on them. Really.
Relatively speaking.
Relatively
Yeah.
speaking. Some of them are insane.
Sure.
Like that robot. I would never sell that thing. Because I think if I were to sell it, I'd probably get $5,000 for that thing.
Sure.
It's rare. I would say even in Europe.
Yeah, did they even make 100 of them?
Oh, yeah, and then Spooky. Spooky's a really rare Zach. I think they made less than 100 of them.
Oh, come on. That's saucer.
But it's alright. I don't have to own them all. Honestly, I don't think the gameplay on Spooky is all that great. I like.
Never played it.
It's okay.
I mean, I played them all digitally, but not in real life, which doesn't count.
I have to go over to Nico's. Try it out. I mean, it's fun. It's got different music to it. It's got like a sound part to it.
Oh, man.
Oh, holy crap, man! That was a crazy save.
We haven't seen that right out lane trip anybody up in a while.
Yeah, that's. I forget the method you did there was it's more of a back and forth than it was an up and down nudge. I think they're not. The gap is really large, and no. So compared to it's not as smooth as like a Bally inside out lane. Like Fathom would be,
Yeah,
or
it's definitely
Skateball.
I agree.
I think Jason from Slap Save, he had a problem with his. He bought Magic Castle, and for some reason or another, the guide that he had. The guide that he had was homemade, and they did a decent enough job, but they didn't do it perfect, and it just didn't bridge the gap as well as it should have, and it just kept going down in between the
no matter how much momentum it had, it would just go down the drain.
Right, and so it just...
Well, because he sent me that video, he's like, this is what it's doing, and I was like, dude, mine does not do that at all. I was like, this is what mine does, so I sent a video back, and he's like, ugh.
Right.
Yeah, it's frustrating when... Well, that's hard too when you buy a game, especially a rare game, and you don't know how it's supposed to play or how it's supposed to.
Right.
You know, it's hard to gauge that because like any newer game, you can just go see a stream, just look at it, be like, oh, this is how it's supposed to play. And
Right. Well,
so,
and one thing I would recommend if you're getting
is not do that.
well,
Did you
no, you didn't. Yeah, you're good. You're good.
Woohoo!
Look at that.
You hit nothing.
No, one thing I would recommend, and what I do all the time, is if you're gonna get a game of a certain era, I would. Jeez, man.
Something.
Go from 8 million to that. All right.
Well, I would suggest it. Get at least 2 of that era. Oh, no! Of that era, because if you were, say you were troubleshooting something, and I do this all the time.
Burnett 25159. Thank you for the follow. Greatly appreciated.
The power board in this game is actually robbed from Magic Castle across the way here because I was having an issue with the displays, the high power section of the power board.
Before you go any further, just so you guys know, Dave here is very proficient in restoring games, doing his own clear coating on the playfields, touch-ups, Frankensteining anything to make it work. He's essentially a wizard.
Circuit board repair.
He's like a pinball sorcerer.
Yes, I've done it all, seen it all, for the most part, anyway. In every single era I've touched. I think the only thing I don't think I've ever opened up a Jersey Jack, but I don't think it would be anything surprising in there.
Well, no, that's just replace.
I'm sure it uses coils, doesn't it?
Yeah. Yeah, it's got coils and wires. Coils, wires, and flippers.
I would say the weirdest is the spooky games that I have now that use the P3. It's just different.
What's his toes? I would indeed call him a pinball wizard.
Just because I can fix some stuff. Oh man, that was the nudge in the wrong direction.
But
It's pinball.
for anyone who didn't see the beginning of the stream, was that last weekend you got Orbiter?
Yeah, last weekend.
Last weekend, Dave picked up like a minty Orbiter 1 from a back alley storage unit that was all shady, and he didn't get killed, so we're all happy.
No pictures.
No one.
Just a crappy description. I went there fully and with knowing that
You could die.
Well, maybe that.
I might die.
A little bit. I have been working out though, so maybe when. But no, I knew that going down there, it was only like an hour and a half. But if the thing had been drugged behind a truck and it was in pieces or something like that, whatever. So the guy was going to the storage unit.
But he didn't live in Chicago, though.
No, he lived almost in Peoria. So it would have been a 3-hour drive because he's like, oh no, I'm gonna pick it up, I'm gonna take it home and plug it in and see what works, and take pictures and all that for everybody. that wants to see it. It's like, oh no. No. It's like, because I know when you do that, the price goes up. so I met him there, which ended up being an hour and a half closer. And so, yeah, I didn't get any pictures or whatever. So
didn't you say you looked online and the storage facility was closed?
Oh, yeah, this is a weird thing. Yeah, so I looked on the Google told me that the storage facility that he gave me the address to is permanently closed. So, like, you sure this place is even open? It's like, this guy is going to freaking mug me and take my money.
It reminds me of that scene from Futurama where the guy has a trench coat and he's selling, like, intestines and stuff. He's like, oh, you need gills? He goes, I give you gills and you give me lungs.
So I meet this guy. I go inside the thing, and he ended up being fine. He's
like, come on into the storage unit. Get a good look at this. Let me shut the door.
Right. No, he'd already loaded up a couple of games, and so I met him there.
Maybe you weren't his type.
Well, probably not. He,
Jodaner, yes, it is very creepy.
So I there's no power or anything to plug it in. No, and I didn't care about that because I've fixed so many of these games. They all need the same stuff. It's like there's nothing when I open this thing up. There's nothing you're gonna show me that I haven't seen before. They all have acid damage. They all have bad connectors. They all, it's like well, because he was gonna go and plug it in, and if it works or whatever, you can ask more. It's like, no, I'm going to have to do all this. It's a project game. It's been sitting for years. Probably got a dead mouse in it. Yeah. Probably still does. Doesn't really look. But it turns out that it wasn't dragged behind a truck. It wasn't in pieces.
The cabinet looks...
Yeah, it looks really nice.
Wow.
He did not have the keys when I picked it up. So luckily... thinking ahead with experience, I brought drill bits to drill the lock and get in there, open it up, because the thing on Orbiter 1 is those freaking, they're not pop bumpers, they're like spinner rubber things.
Yeah, so a couple times I played Orbiter 1, I never knew how the pop bumpers worked. I'm like, is that a magnet pulsing the ball away, or how does it work? It's actually a rubber spinning pad disc thing that just makes the ball...
Right. They kind of look like pop bumpers, but yes, they got a spinning unit underneath the playfield that is unique to that game.
Yeah, it's a 115 volt motor, I think.
Jodaner.
Yeah, if
we turned the whole bank on, and Flight 2000 has a slate issue. That's why it's off.
Sorry, dude. yeah. That one I have to take back and figure out what. That one I didn't fully go through it, so yes, it is on the floor, but it's not fully gone through.
Well,
anyway,
why don't we play a game over? You could.
Yeah, that's fine. But anyway, so the Orbiter 1, those spinny pop bumper-esque things are mechs are unique only to that game, and so if they were missing or broken in some way. So Neo, that same guy that has the Zax, he has an Orbiter 1. He said if those are gone, walk away as fast as you can. This thing is junk. Do not buy that game because you'll never ever be able to replace them. So, and there might be similar things with Zax too. Oh. There's one.
So Orbiter 1 doesn't work then?
No, it will shortly. So those targets. Hang on, let me get this dang clown here. I mean, they would spin freely. All the stuff looked like it was there. So I wasn't too concerned that I couldn't get it back and going. Come to find out, it was, his great aunt or something had these games at her house, and when when they had the estate sale, they took all the things of value and they shoved them in this storage unit. And he hadn't been in there for a long time, and he just was getting around to bringing some of this stuff out. One more. Come on.
Yes.
Got it! The last second! Woo! Alright.
I noticed when you got the red special, his nose lit up.
What?
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Did it?
Yeah.
On the back? Oh man! That's cool.
Special effects.
Yeah, that makes your score jump up. That's
Hey.
for sure.
Yeah, talking about score and balancing.
Yeah. But see, but it's so hard to do. That's why the payoffs.
What happens if you do it a second time? The same score?
Yeah.
Or
Yep.
does it double? Or
Here, we're gonna find out.
I mean, it'll do the same thing.
well,
No,
so
I'll
I
just
put
leave
my
it.
score up on Pinball,
Yeah, you have the high score in the game.
and I was number 1 on Pinball.
Nice.
Out of like 16 people.
Yeah, that's awesome. Though.
My first number 1.
Hey, that was ball 1, man. I
Yeah.
got some time to go. Here.
Oh man,
Wow.
that's okay. That's a drain monster.
It's alright. I don't have pin to go, so you're safe.
Because my whole life is depending on it.
Well, I don't even. I have not even opened up the app or downloaded it.
I just got into it a couple weeks ago. I think it's pretty cool though.
Is that your one guy?
Yeah. Oh come on! I'm not getting 8 million that way.
Well, that's how that's gonna go.
Poor target registering. It's intermittent. Sorry, Joe Danner, I'm reading your stuff. I'm catching up. So you had an issue with your Flight 2000, where it wasn't registering your targets, and it's not saving high scores.
Man, what's his toes? I couldn't even tell you the music track for Logan's Run. I know the movie, but the music was not memorable to me. The crazy story was though.
Is it Joe Dana?
Joe Danner.
Danner. So I will, and I've said this before in several threads. So early Bally and Stern are all the same, and I do this to every single one. 100% of the time. Replace that fucking rectifier board. It's junk, and you need solid power going to the whole
Kevin,
game.
his friend can make these shirts, so he's made like Zaccaria. He can do like everything.
Yeah.
I want to have him do a Williams logo shirt and a Bally.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
But it's like extremely well made. Like it's not garbage. Like it's not gonna come off in the wash.
Yeah, he did a nice job. So rectifier board. So for early Sterns, that's in the bottom of the cabinet. It's the small board. You can buy one that's already made. For like $70.
That's the Rotten Dog board, right?
I think there's several people. Weebly makes one. There's a bunch. Yeah, there's a bunch of them. I would say so whatever. It doesn't matter which one you get. It's the bridges. The bridges are underpowered, and they heat up so much, or they overheat and they burn up the wires and that's the first thing. Next thing is you need to repin every single connector. I'm not joking on that. If you want reliability, you got to repin every single one.
Yeah, Kevin, I love this shirt. Like when he showed it to me, I was like, "Yep, I'm so glad I had that get made." It's like the perfect rendition of the logo.
Yeah, he did it super nice. It's so clean. I gave one to Neo too. And he's like, that's a really nice freaking shirt.
Well, and Jason Fowler got one too.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Jason was like begging for it.
So,
in Minnesota.
yeah. I think he just got a Cricut and he was just messing around with, you know, different. Yeah. He got a professional press. And, but yeah, if anybody wants a Zach shirt or something, I'm sure he would oblige.
Someone was asking about what your preference in boards was.
Oh, yeah, I would say, so I really like Weebly's stuff because he's very price competitive. So if you're looking at getting, like a aftermarket, if you're looking at getting an aftermarket, something for Early Valley and Stern, I like Weebly because he's got the custom ROMs already built in into the board. You just select it. So otherwise, when you get an Alltech board, it's whatever ROMs they put in there, and it's usually the factory ones. And people like to mess around with the custom stuff because it like fixes a few things, right? And so you have the option of picking those. And I think he made Stern free play versus Alltech. You can't. There's no free play option for it. The only thing I didn't necessarily like on the Weebly boards, the MPU anyway, is the timing is just a little bit slow to my preference. Meaning, you'll notice a difference in like the background sound speed and like the spinner speed and stuff like that. So there's a way that you can do that. You need to change like some crystal oscillator things, which is easy to do. You can order them on eBay. If you know how to solder and desolder, you can do it. But I do like the Alltech is probably the closest, to the factory speed. So if you don't care about having custom ROMs, Alltech is gonna run you maybe $50 more than Weebly, but it's more true to the sounds, the speed of Early Stern. Valley doesn't matter. If you're getting it for Valley, get whatever one you want. That just happens.
Is that Meteor on Pinside or was that on Facebook? I think I saw that one.
Oh, the one in Illinois?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was like $1,000.
Yeah.
Like 900 or something.
Yeah.
I looked at that one. I mean, I didn't physically go there, but.
Oh, I didn't finish the. So he was at. Was it Joe?
Joe Danner.
Yeah, Joe Danner was asking about kind of bulletproofing. So connectors, replace your rectifier board. Weebly has a very inexpensive version. So if you look at like if you go to like NVRAM Weebly, WEEBLY, search that, you'll find his.
Nice, man. That is not one I saw.
You'll find his
$200
boards.
on Craigslist.
What?
Meteor project.
Oh.
I wonder how is the playfield all roached out and worn to the wood?
Yeah.
Have to be. Yeah.
Hey, but it's play it to the wood, man. It's a fun game. It's a really fun game. Dial that thing in, man. You just bare wood, or just sand it down, call it a white wood. Like that. What was that? They had that they had a Quicksilver at
at Expo.
Yeah, somebody sanded it down and called it a white wood, and they were like asking big money for it. It's like, look, you can see the original. Like, you didn't sand it good enough. You can see that it was just a regular game. You just sanded it down because it was a piece of crap. Oh, and so other bulletproofing, you want to. You want to change all the capacitors, especially on your solenoid driver board. You'll have 2 big capacitors, one for your 5-volt and one for your high voltage displays, and you'll want to replace those. Other than that, you mentioned your drop bank target was intermittent in scoring. I would say make sure that all of your targets are registering. When the drop target goes down, there's a leaf switch underneath that. Come on. There's a leaf switch underneath that it needs to contact, and you might need to adjust that a bit. Or you might even need to clean those contacts so it gets good connection. So you might want to mess around.
Yeah, look, Arcade, it's
It gets more horrifying the more you look at it.
yeah, nightmare inducing. But like we've been saying the whole time, it's like Pennywise on drugs.
He's a friendly guy.
Yeah, he doesn't want to kill you. Now he just wants to
sell you some weed. He's like, you guys want to get high? It's like, what is it? It's
Towley.
Towley. It's
Yeah.
like Towley.
Just want to get high.
You guys want to get high? Oh, you brought a towel.
Oh.
Good.
Like, I can't remember. I need to get high.
Oh, this last season was so good.
Was it?
Yeah. Because Randy had bought a weed farm in Colorado.
Yeah, so I think
Yeah.
there's like a special or wasn't there a Halloween special that he did?
I don't know, but they did it for like the whole season, and him and he went to Burger King when they were selling the Impossible Whopper because everyone stopped buying weed from him because they were growing their own because they're in Colorado, you know. So he's like, oh, we got to find a way to sell more weed. So he stops at Burger King and they have this Impossible Burger, and he's like, oh, a burger? That's not a burger? Let me try it. He tries it. He goes, this tastes like shit. And the manager's like, well, yeah, but lots of people buy it. He goes, so wait, it tastes like shit? Lots of people buy it?
Oh my goodness!
And him and Towley are just like eating like a ton of these weed burgers, and they're like, it tastes like shit.
Yeah,
but I
Kevin,
wanna
we
keep
were
eating
saying
more.
that we're so happy that
Oh,
it's
so good.
this weird like digital beat instead of like the circus music in the beginning of the game, because if that was running through the whole game, it would be unplayable.
Mm. Oh yeah, and so what is it? Lick Arcade. So cleaning leaf switches. There's actually a tool that I use. Nick Shell or Nick Volta in Pinside taught me how to fix EMs, or at least the start of it. And he calls it the magic brush, but there's a Dremel tool, which basically it's a small wire brush that you can go in between contacts with it, and works really, really well. I use it on every fucking game I do now.
That's for the leaf switches?
Yep, for every single leaf switch, and it really does, because you got to think they're brass. They tarnish over time. They lose connectivity. So every single game I go through, I always hit them with that, and they're good for quite a long time after kind of polishing them up. But yes, the business card and alcohol. If you don't own a Dremel tool, you can do that. It works as well.
Just put a little alcohol in the card and
Yeah, basically,
through
just
there.
kind of get the oxidation or whatever. Right.
that's
Yeah.
that's the poor man way to clean a switch, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh, I mean, it's fine. It works. You know.
Oh sure. Well, that's one of those things if you're not doing a whole game or whatever.
Well, yeah. If you're getting into EMs and you're fixing those, it is a must. I mean, there's just so many angles to get at and so many switches to do. But if you're just doing a few switches for a drop target bank here and there, business card is fine. It's fine. Yes, Lick Arcade. Dremel while it's running. If you want, I can look up the bit really quick. Comes in a 2-pack.
Hey, Outer Spacey Tracy, good to see you. How's it going? Thanks for stopping by.
Hang on a second, I'll look it up.
So for anybody joining, we've said this quite a few times, but what's the word I'm looking for? Not appealing of a theme. The game is actually very fun.
It is.
It's got that simple but challenging one more game thing going on.
Yeah, I like it.
Alright, one more drop target. It's like lightning.
Just one more.
Like lightning.
Always one more target.
He just put it up there.
Oh, you got it? Oh, yeah.
Thanks, Borg Dog.
Yeah, I thought it was
Appreciate
it was like 442, 443. Yes, that is exactly what you're looking for. In value, that is like one of the most valuable things I have in my pinball tool bag. And honestly, I just picked up another. So I have a Dremel, whatever. But Harbor Freight, and I've only used it a couple times, but they have like a $10 throwaway kind of rotary tool.
Yeah.
But it's really lightweight, and it's more.
We don't want to get sued.
Right. It's more like big marker sized, I would say, but it's easier to get into areas and yeah, it's for $10. Even if it breaks, who gives a fuck? Just like if it works.
The thing about Harbor Freight, especially if you guys, you're working on pins and you just need something, you want to try it out. Okay, go to Harbor Freight.
Right.
The cheap stuff is.
Yeah. So yeah, the Dremel brand has a similar, smaller pen type one rather than like a big.
So it's probably like $100.
Yeah. So this one, it's fairly cheap. You can't really adjust the speed, but it's low power enough that like you really don't want a low. Yeah, you don't want a high speed with that anyway because the bristles will break off. You want it to be as
you're just polishing it.
yeah, you just want it to be as low a speed as it'll go. And then you run it through those both sides of the contact. It kind of polishes it up.
I like this. This is like streaming and Dave's pin tips. This is neat.
That's why I'm glad he lives down the street from me.
Yeah, that's pretty awesome.
I could talk your ear off with. It's like anything restoration that you would ever want to talk about. I have more information than you would ever want to listen to. It's like you want to know about restoring cabinets. Oh, this is you. There's cabinets or circuit boards or playfield touch-ups.
That's
clear
the one
coating.
I know about is the playfield touch-ups.
Yeah, clear coating. Even fixing plastics or whatever. I've done all of it. All of it. Oh man.
Run it back.
Which one?
Run it back.
What? Oh. How about you just give me the cliff notes and I'll answer the questions. I'm terrible at like pronouncing names.
Me too. The worst even. So Tracy, when you're grooming dog nails with a Dremel, do you like wear the mask and everything?
Oh, I heard it stinks.
I bet it does.
I'd like to try that on Emmett. Emmett's right underfoot right now.
Yeah, Dave's dog is kind of walking back and forth amongst us.
He's a walking teddy bear. Emmett, come here. Emmett.
Say hi, Emmett.
he loves. He's like the only dog that loves getting his teeth brushed.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty rare.
I'll sit
My
on the
dogs hate
floor.
it.
I'll sit on the floor and I'll have the toothbrush and paste out. He'll just come and lay down and he'll just roll over. Once he gets his
Yeah,
teeth
Tracy,
brushed.
I bet.
That's crazy. Yeah, my dogs hate that stuff.
Huh?
He's talking about doing his first touch-up.
Oh, yeah. So, I'll tackle print and clear coat touch-ups.
Yes.
Alright. So, like arcade. I'm up next. I'll get closer to the
What's
mic.
it called?
The name?
Yeah.
Lick Arcade?
Oh, I thought you were giving out like a website or something.
No.
Oh, come on. No, come on.
You missed that dirty clown.
I did.
I'll tell you, as soon as I get up here,
It'll be soon.
yeah, it's fine. No, play good.
No, I don't. You know I don't.
Yeah.
It's fine.
Have you been watching the last couple hours of this for all of us?
So Lick Arcade, so as far as touch-ups go, the number one tip is it's 95% color matching. And all of my paints, and if you watch any of our other streams, like the clear-coated stuff, like those are ones that I've restored.
A lot of the games that we've streamed, in particular the Stearns, Dave has done restore jobs on them.
Right.
It's beautiful.
So I get all of my paints, honestly, from like Joann or Hobby Lobby. They're just acrylic paints. They're just crap paint.
Tracy, it's pretty funny.
The way that you need to the trick is for the color match. You want to get yourself some naphtha. Naphtha is basically lighter fluid, but you can get it from any hardware store, big box store. And what you want to do is whatever color you're trying to match. Say I'm trying to do a blue or something on the play field here. What you want to do is take that blue. Blue's a primary color, so I would recommend getting lots of blues. I have tons of blues, reds, and yellows. Going back to your art class, primary colors are blues, reds, and yellows, okay? And they're one of the hardest to match because you can't make a blue any more blue. You can't do it. You can make it lighter or darker, but you can't make it any more blue. So what you want to do is you want to go to
Tracy, yeah, he's nightmare-inducing for sure. But we've said a couple times now, it's kind of like Pennywise from It on drugs.
Yeah. So back to the color thing. If what you want to do is take a little dab of that whatever color you're trying to match and put it directly on the play field. It's not going to hurt anything. Put it right on where you want it to be, and then you dry it. You can use like a hair dryer or something. You want it to dry, and it's going to turn dull. Basically, all the paints, whatever you buy, is going to be like a matte finish. Okay. Once that's dry, you want to take a naphtha rag, just soak or just wipe a little bit of naphtha on there. Wipe it over the play field. Basically make that spot wet, and that's going to tell you what it's going to look like clear when the clear coat is on there. That's it. But you got it. Once you figure out the color, then you're done. You can go and then you paint all of it. So you go through, unless you got like fading or something, you should be, once that blue is matched, you move around the play field and you paint all the blue. And then you do the same thing with yellow and red and green or whatever it is. Paint all those. And then, what else?
I do that a lot. You guys pick up on that?
Yeah. I can definitely.
I'm glad you're so perceptive.
definitely give you more tips than that. There's some other things that you really need to know about, like prepping it and scuffing the play field, just so you have good adhesion of the clear.
So Tracy,
Well, that thing
what
you
that
just
red
described-
bar is,
Would that be?
there's a moving target. It's a track, and the target moves left and right.
You'll have to say that again. He's talking in this ear.
There are 3 very large, big, fat drop targets on the playfield. You have to hit all 3 down, and then the target will either move left or right depending on its location. You have to hit it 5 times then while it's moving to get the red special.
Ah! Dang it!
So there's a drop target here, here,
That work.
and here, and they're kind of, I don't know, they're about that big. They're wide.
Yeah,
But they're angled funny, so it's hard to hit them. But as soon as you knock all 3 down, then the target will either move, like it's right now it's positioned on the right side, so it'll move left. So you have to hit it 5 times before it gets to the other side. If it gets to the other side, before you hit it 5 times, you have to knock all 3 down again to get to your 5 and then hit it technically a 6th time to collect the red special. Which is how many 100,000?
No, 4.5
4.5 million.
Oh, 4.5 million, sorry.
Yeah.
Way off.
So, Drew brought up a good point. He asked about, well, what about when you touch up bare wood? And I just wanted to give that caveat. So if you got like a bare wood section, I always prime it with white. So say you had like a ball kick out area.
with a white acrylic.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Say you had a ball kick out area and there was like, a dime sized wear in the wood or down to the wood.
Mm-hmm.
I would I always paint that, just that section white. Because if you think of all printing, they always put down white first because then it makes everything pop. Unless it's a
Oh my
translucent,
goodness.
Yeah.
unless it's a translucent ink. But for the most part, they put down white first and then it makes everything pop. Otherwise, everything's going to be too dark.
Yeah, Tracy, this game has very cool sound effects and all that. It's a very fun game. I like the layout. I like the rules.
I think I like it better as a soccer king.
Oh, all day. This is way better than Soccer Kings. It's just that the theme is meh.
Yeah.
The back glass is nightmare-inducing.
If this was a whitewood, it would be a fun game.
If it was,
I
if
mean,
you did,
truly, it's
well,
just-
and if it was wet, like you said, if this was a Western theme, you could think of so many different things.
Yeah, there's so many things this
Like,
this
you could
moving
put
target could be.
Yeah, you could put an outlaw that's going across.
Yeah.
You could do like
Or a
this-
bottle to shoot.
Yeah,
or
the
something,
The
yeah.
spinner could be.
So next week we'll have this rethemed.
Yeah, we're gonna sand this down.
Yes.
We're gonna sand this down.
And then we can show you our pin tips while we're doing it.
Right.
Yes, she said it should be Killer Clowns.
You could have like the drop targets could be bottles.
Yeah,
Or something.
exactly.
Yeah, it would be perfect for a Western.
This is a game that you don't see very often. Dave picked this up 2 weeks ago. It kind of came up for sale, and he's jumped on it. This is his 9th Zaccaria game.
Well, it's one of those where and I'll say this, picking up lots of different rare games. I wouldn't say that there's all kinds of rare games. Doesn't mean that they're all good. They're rare for a reason, right? Zacks, I think, are rare because they just didn't make it to the States, and they're probably too expensive for compared to their American counterparts. They just didn't make it here. But there's exceptions all over. Sometimes they're rare because they didn't sell and they sucked. Like in the case of Orbiter 1, it was really weird, right?
Yeah.
It's a bathtub playfield, and people just probably didn't get it.
Well, that
And
was
they-
more of a novelty at the time.
Right,
I mean,
novelty,
yeah.
and people would probably say that, but there's plenty other games out there. So anyway, what I was trying to get at was some rare games you don't get to play them until you buy them, unless you
Or you had a show, or like Pinburg or something like that.
Yep, Pinburg, VFW,
Yep.
good show to go
Yep,
to.
exactly.
And not all rare games are wicked expensive either.
No, well, and I highly suggest. I mean, you guys are computer savvy. Like, there's the Steam to play the Zac games. I'm not well versed in that, obviously. I do have a virtual pin, but I have no idea how to load tables. So, if I did, I'd probably buy less games. Clown is not on there, so, in my defense.
Well, I think we should wrap it up. It's getting kind of late.
Yeah.
Drew, why don't you give all the poor man's info for everyone to find you guys?
Well, we're on our little hiatus break till the end of the year, but we're coming back strong in 2020. So, poormanspinball@gmail.com. Check us out on Facebook. We have a weekly podcast. Two. We do one called, can I say it?
Yeah, go ahead.
It's called Fuck It Friday. That one isn't pinball related. That's just us just kind of off the cuff and having fun after our podcast when we're done recording. So,
two in a day?
well, yeah, we're always hanging out in the basement afterwards anyways, so we basically just record it.
Oh, I got it.
Yeah, don't expect any production value in the second one.
Oh.
That's just more of a kind of like uncensored.
I haven't listened since September.
Thanks, Dave. Yeah, Dave's our biggest fan. I haven't listened since. So, anyways, no, if you guys want to give us a listen, we're not traditional. We're not family friendly. We just we talk pinball and we
Two guys hanging out talking pinball.
Yeah, it's just fun. So,
one thing I want to bring up, because I should have brought up earlier, Ken Cromwell and Bill Webb are doing a charity event starting tomorrow at 6 p.m. They're doing a 24-hour stream on the Special When Lit Twitch channel. They're raising money to hopefully get enough money to get 3 games through Project Pinball for...
They have 7,000 already.
Yeah.
So,
I think they're going to
So,
for 4.
yeah, there's $7,000 already. Yeah.
They're doing a 24-hour stream starting tomorrow at 6 p.m. Central Time. And Ken had asked if we'd be willing to come. So we're going to be streaming starting at 11 a.m. on Saturday. So if you want to come check us out, that's when we'll be streaming for I don't know how long.
I'll watch you guys from work.
And Ryan tells me we're going to be streaming with, around the same time.
Roger Sharp will be there.
Roger Sharp is going to be there.
So they're having quite a few people be a part of this. So
and
Jason Fowler will be there.
There's
If you go to the Special Inlet Facebook page, they have lots of people listed. There's tons of items you can bid on right now, auction
Lots
style.
of cool items.
Yeah, awesome stuff.
Yeah.
So they're raising money to put hopefully three games on location at different children's hospitals across the country.
In my opinion, one of the best things to bid on right now, Eric Minier from Jersey Jack put his the second prototype
Whitewood
of his Pirates.
Yep, signed by the whole Jersey Jack team. Wow. So that'll be pretty cool. And then they have a lot of other play fields that are signed. Stern, Deep Root even.
Deep Root has a Raza playfield up. Yep.
Houdini from American Pinball.
I can't believe the response this has gotten.
Yeah.
And they have a guy that's matching dollar for dollar.
Yes. Well, that's what I said, because Kaneda's doing his 3,500 from his Big Lebowski sale.
So that's
so 7,000 just off the bat, plus all the stuff
before they even started.
They're going to get to 40 or maybe even 50 grand.
I hope it's great.
So that's awesome.
If you guys want to check that out, I'm not saying you have to come check us out. Any part of that 24 hours, check out whoever's streaming. I think they're going to be playing pinball and then alternating between just talking.
It's just a whole pinball centric thing that they're trying. It's
It'll
good.
be huge.
Yeah.
Right. So hats off to Ken and Bill for putting this big thing on and helping out charity. So it's great. And I think with that we'll wrap it up. I'm gonna send everyone over to my friend Christina. She's trying to grow her channel. She's not playing pinball. She plays video games, but she has cerebral palsy, so literally half of her body does not function. So she plays video games literally with one hand. She's been playing a lot of computer stuff lately, but she can play like PlayStation, like with a controller, one-handed, and play like Call of Duty and like destroy you. Like she's so good, and she's a great person. So I'm gonna dump everyone over onto her. So if you could check her out, that'd be great. And with that, thank you all for the follows. Pinball Art, thanks for all the gifted subs. thanks for the bits from everybody, and thanks for hanging out. We really, really appreciate it.
Thanks for hanging out.
And we'll see what
Thanks,
happens
guys.
next week. We'll see what happens next week.
Yeah, what if we do combat? Right?
Maybe.
Try it.
Well, it's Christmas. We'll see what happens.
Oh, right. Yeah. We gotta do that.
But thanks a lot, guys.
First we'll do Christmas. I don't know. We'll do that. Show me a couple of touch-ups.
Oh,
What you did.
Yeah. Hang on, I gotta go.
I just don't like the mines.
Okay.
You want any else?
No. I'm just gonna play a game or two.
What's up, guys?
Alright, okay.